Hey guys, it's Corey Salter True Floyd here, and I just came back from seeing Black Panther, and I'm here to talk to you all about it. I'm letting you know now, and I'm gonna let you know right after this intro. Spoilers, 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 and roll my intro. Hey, what's up, guys? Corey Salter True Floyd. It is literally like 2 a.m. Just came in from checking out Black Panther, and I'm here to give my review right now. But first and foremost, spoilers, 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 spoilers. Thank you very much, 13 the Almighty. Okay, first and foremost, there's a if you've been hiding under a rock, this is Black Panther, Marvel's very first African American superhero, made by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, mainly because they realized they didn't have any black superheroes, so they made one. Boom. And this guy is super. And Chadwick Boseman, a super actor who's played James Brown, Thurgood Marshall, Martin Luther King Jr., and now the first black comic book superhero. And this is also a big first because this is also his first single outing in the MCU, because recently we saw him a few years ago in the Civil War. So it's actually really good to see an outing and get a close up look at Wakanda. In the film, Wakanda is really based on a new wave concept of Afrofuturism, which looks absolutely awesome. Think about everything you could see at an Apple store, but better, like by at least 50 years worth of technology. I'm talking about we got like, see, I got these beads on my wrist. Guess what? It's a phone. It's 3D phone. Bam. In my hand. Great medical discoveries, stuff like that, but of course it's all inclusive. And there's a lot of things going on in this Black Panther film. There is a lot of social commentary on several different fronts. One, the way, and a lot of it does tend to be about black culture itself. So if you're white and you don't understand exactly what everything's going on, it's okay. Sit down and talk to you. Okay. In the film, we're confronted by 1992. T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, he shows up in America to confront a Wakandan backstabber who actually happens to be his brother, and sadly he ends up killing him, and he kills his own brother and leaves his nephew there to survive on his own. Sadly, we fast forward to the present. This young man ended up growing up to becoming Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, if you notice, he has a great relationship with the director, Ryan Coogler. You've seen him in this film, as well as Creed and Fruitvale Station. It just seems like these guys are peanut butter and jelly, and exactly what they're bringing to this film. Michael Jordan brings a stunning performance as Killmonger. He's not just menacing, he's also very relatable. And that's one of the things that I always love in villains. They're extremely relatable. And when he comes to Wakanda, and he ends up challenging him for the throne, because he's the oldest technically. He has the throne first, and the fight scene is so brutal and visceral. It reminds you of Dark Knight Rises when Bane takes out Batman. Like there's fighting and monologuing at the same time, and it's really great. Another awesome villain. We see the return of Klaw, Ulysses Klaw, played by the great Andy Serkis. If you don't know who Andy Serkis is, he's literally the best mo capture actor of our times, and that also makes him a great actor in my opinion. You've seen him as Caesar in the prequel Planet of the Apes series, seen him as Gollum / Smeagol in the Ring series, and you recently saw him get cut in half as Snoke in The Last Jedi. He plays a mercenary terrorist playboy that has a crazy sense of humor. Every time he's on scene, he's electrifying. He's ecstatic. You laugh with him. He's actually a person I want to see a lot more of. And that might be that actually is my only gripe with this film. Overall, everything else is absolutely phenomenal. The supporting cast, Angela Bassett, Lupita, Michonne from The Walking Dead pretty much plays Michonne with a bald head, but still badass. Can't go wrong with that. The musical score. I do believe that the soundtrack for this movie is going to be a very hot item for the next year. Unbelievable musical scores. Not sure how much of it has contributed to Kendrick Lamar, but I will be looking into it. Musically, it pays a lot of homages to Coming to America, as well as pieces that feel like they used to be Star Wars scores, but altered for the culture. And again, my only main gripe is the killing of Killmonger and Klaw, and ironically, Killmonger kills Klaw, and it just seemed very lackluster, especially since we already saw Klaw in Avengers Age of Ultron, so we thought there was going to be a lot more world building with him, and then for him to be unceremoniously killed off halfway through the film, and we just have Killmonger. I still love B. Jordan's performance as Killmonger. My biggest problem is they're both dead. So I guess that goes on to the next person I'm going to bring up, Man-Ape. But in this film, due to the political climate of these days, I don't think we're going to call him Man-Ape. They just call him Baku. Am I right? Hey, comic boss, am I right?
Right.
All right. Baku. He's a tribesman in Wakanda for the Men in the Mountains. These guys have lived in seclusion for centuries, but every once in a while they come down to challenge for the throne. And Baku was actually played by a brand new actor in the field in general. I can't even try to think up his name, but this gentleman gives a stellar performance. I love this guy. I actually can't wait to see more of him. And luckily he will be around because he makes it through the film. Now, I can't think of this guy's name right off the bat, but I'm going to call him Get Out. I'm going to call him Get Out because he's the main guy from Get Out. And as much as I loved him in Get Out, he made me hate him in this film because he plays, pretty much he's in the Wakandan sunken place. He's in the Wakandan sunken place, and there's just it just looks bad. He kind of turns his back on T'Challa because it seemed like he couldn't come through and kill Klaw. Also, I forget her name, but she was playing T'Challa's sister. Absolutely great chemistry. Another big rule about this film, it taught the rules of a leader. Just through the film, you notice that there's 3 things a leader must balance. They must balance discipline, they must balance punishment, they must balance play. Those 3 things, you normally get a pretty good leader. Whereas, as you can see with Killmonger, he's literally a mercenary trying to turn himself into a brutal dictator. And it's easy to see that he is not a good leader. He's just more of a killer. There's also There's also a lot of problems within Wakanda's classism, because obviously people they aren't treating everyone as equals in Wakanda, and Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger also calls them out for neglecting the world at large, especially when it comes to African Americans, because this does take place in the MCU, which is pretty close to today's modern world, outside of aliens and billionaires flying around and frozen icemen. And a lot of that definitely brings a good point home that we ourselves must invest in ourselves. So I guess that was a big shout out to Black Hollywood. Ironically, there was a meme just a few weeks ago. Raven-Symoné put up making fun of a bunch of guys at Jay-Z's Rock Nation brunch and how they don't invest in the community, even though a lot of them do. But you get what I'm saying. And that was another thing that the movie was trying to teach. This movie got deep on a lot of levels, and I really enjoyed that. And that's why I really don't have any gripes outside of the villain thing. And great movie, I'm not gonna lie. Do I want to see it again? Maybe next week. I don't know. But definitely you guys need to get your asses in there. Check out Black Panther. I give it a 5 out of 5. It's a phenomenal film. But literally me not liking that they killed both villains, it's not that bad, because the rest of the Sunday is really good. So I'd still give it a 5 out of 5. I can't wait for the next installment. To be honest, I'm just curious as where they would go from there. Will there just be a problem with Baku? Are they going to make up some new character? Will the new character be Drake? I don't know. I'm just theorizing. I just have a weird feeling that the next villain's either going to be a white guy or a light-skinned dude from like this other side of Wakanda that we didn't know. Just thoughts. This is Corey Salter, True Floyd, saying have a good night. And second thoughts. Before I go away, I have second thoughts. Another thing about Black Panther also taps on something we saw in Thor Ragnarok. Fathers making living lies because it helps out them personally and for a greater good, but there ends up being repercussions down the road. In Thor Ragnarok, we saw that he hid everything about Hera, and then in Black Panther, we also see that T'Challa's father killed his own brother, then literally went back to Wakanda, leaving a boy alone to go through life, which is it's pretty much a heavy head wears the crown, but at the same time, these guys really do screw over their own family members. It's just something I thought of. Also, again, as much as I love the villains, there's also another point. Again, no matter what, it seems like a lot of people's first outings, they end up going against another version of themselves. Iron Man had Ironmonger. Captain America had Red Skull. Black Panther had, I guess, Killmonger / Golden Jaguar. Ant-Man had Yellow Jacket. It kind of I think Guardians of the Galaxy and Ultron. I mean, even Incredible Hulk, the one with Ed Norton, ended up having the Abomination. It's just an interesting run on. It's almost a tradition now. Also, love that Stan Lee cameo. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. Peace. Alright, so check this out. That was some pretty good shit. But you need to check this shit out right here and right here. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. This is Salty Truth. Trying to stay low because they looking for me.